Today we're reading a new book, and this book is called The Magical Snow Garden. The Magical Snow Garden. So let's start. Let's open the book. All right. So look. Far away, where snowflakes twinkled, lived a little penguin called Wellington. Wellington loved his snowy world, sliding down hills, digging for treasure, and sharing books with his very best friend. "Rosemary, look at this garden," he cried. "It's amazing! Let's grow one just like it." "Percy," called Wellington, "I'm going to grow a garden." "Oh, Wellington," chuckled Percy, "that's impossible." "We don't grow things, we fish," Mabel smiled. "I wanted to fly once," Ivor explained, "but penguins can't fly, and flowers can't grow in the snow. It's just too cold." "But Ivor," said Wellington, "how will we know unless we try?" Wellington's books all said the same. To grow flowers, he needed seeds. But there weren't any seeds in their snowy white world, not one. "There must be a way," Rosemary chirped as they shared a biscuit. Wellington looked at the shiny blue wrapper. With a fold here and there, it was just like... "A bluebell!" cried Wellington. "I can make a garden instead." So Wellington filled his biggest net with things to make his garden. Wrappers and buttons, Ivor's old clock beads, and pearly white seashells from Rosemary's faraway travels. For days, Wellington whizzed about, folding and twirling, glittering and gluing, digging and planting, until... Ta-da! Now all of the wrappers were beautiful flowers, all the buttons bright bumblebees, clockwork trees, dotted hills, sprinkled in snow-white blossom. Wow, it's so beautiful. "Look!" Percy pointed. "Gosh!" Mabel gasped. "He's done it!" Ivor smiled. "Wellington's made a magical snow garden!" they cried. But the garden had no wall to keep out the wind, and that very night a storm blew in. It whipped and whirled and roared, whoosh, and Wellington's garden was blown away. Every last petal. "Never mind," said Mabel. "You tried your best." They brought him warm milk and biscuits. But Wellington shook his head. "No, thanks," he sighed. Just then he heard a flutter of wings, and Rosemary dropped something in his lap. Slowly, Wellington smoothed out the shiny blue wrapper. Then he folded it just so. "The first bluebell for my next garden," Wellington nodded. This time, Wellington's friends helped to make his lovely new garden. Percy built a wall to keep out the wind. Mabel made a beautiful fountain, and Ivor's trees had cuckoos that sang. Then Rosemary flew off to tell the world of her friend's amazing garden. And the whole wide world came hurrying to see it. There were bright pink flamingos, koalas and camels, and elephants with trumpeting trunks. Yes, right, camels with trumpeting trunks. All right. Leo, don't cry. There were zebras, giraffes, and bouncing kangaroos. "Wow!" Wellington gasped. "Wellington," called Ivor, "you were right. You never know what you can do until you try." "Hooray for Wellington!" everyone cheered, and his magical garden in the snow. Look, there are so many animals and the garden looks beautiful. All right, so this is the end of the story. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for reading it with us. See you next time.